Hey there guys! So, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Cheyenne and I like making stuff. I have recently been in what I have been referring to as my Barbie era, meaning that my hyperfixation on Barbies and like pink and Barbiecore aesthetics is back in a vengeance, as you might have guessed from the fact that I am dressed like a 5-year-old girl's imaginary friend. Specifically a bunch of the Barbies that I wanted as a little kid and that I could not get, right? I had some Barbies, but like, you can't get all the Barbies. And there's the ones that like the ads play and your little child lizard brain is like, I must own it. A lot of that, right? A lot of this is absolutely spurred on by every single press picture of the Barbie movie. I am ready for that to become my entire personality when it comes out. Very deep into my Barbie hyperfixation right now. Like literally today, I bought 2 new 90s Barbies from Savers. Like inbox, look at them. Okay, Mermaid Barbie, look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Look at her. And then I have Skating Star Barbie, Lunatic. They had a bunch more. I showed a lot of restraint. I only got 2. I'm very proud of myself. Along with my hyperfixation on buying older Barbies, I have also gotten very into dressing like Barbie. For my birthday this year, I made myself kind of my take on the dress of a birthday Barbie that I really loved and got myself as a birthday present. I believe it was 1994 Barbie, so I kind of did a version of the 1994 Barbie dress that wasn't a huge massive gown that I could wear and I'm really into. I also recently just got the leotard that Barbie is wearing in the set pictures for the Barbie movie, that one that's kind of inspired by Hot Skatin' Barbie. I really want to try to get my hands on or do some version of her Western wear. Let's be real, when that movie comes out, don't be surprised if I remake every single look. Like, it really might happen. I have a problem. And one of the things that I always associate with the holidays is the holiday Barbies, their tradition. The new holiday Barbie came out this year. I was really underwhelmed. I've been very underwhelmed with holiday Barbies for the last couple of years. And because of that, I decided that I was gonna do some tootling around on eBay. You know, I had a couple sighters and I ended up buying one of my holy grail holiday Barbies. So this is Happy Holidays Barbie from 1990. This is a lunatic. Like, what about this has anything to do with Christmas? What about this has anything to do with the holidays? She's just in a giant pink dress, which is very Barbie. It's very Barbie of her to show up to a Christmas event dressed like this, right? And I made a TikTok about her, and one of the things that I said in that TikTok was, look at her. This is a psychopath. Like, I'm sorry, who wears this to a holiday party? This is an axe murderer. I would die for her. I love her so much. And a couple of my followers challenged me to be like, well, what would you do, like, to do a version of this look as sort of something a little bit more wearable, where you wouldn't look like an absolute psychopath showing up to a holiday party, right? I have other projects I'm working on right now. I'm working on Tinkerbell. I'm gonna be shooting a pinup set for my Patreon. I have a secret thing that I'm gonna be making for my husband. But the more that I thought about it, the more I could not stop thinking about what I would do to do like a version of this dress that I could wear and like wear out and have fun. And then I remembered this fabric that I used to see all the time in the fashion district back when I lived in LA. I got a hold of 6 yards of this. Look at this fabric match. Look at this fabric match. I wouldn't be like, it's not the exact same. The stars are slightly different, but shockingly similar, right? And I knew that I had to do it. So I might regret this. I might regret adding another thing on to the stuff that I want to make this year, but it's our time. We're making a holiday Barbie outfit. Let's go. Okay, so day 1 of the holiday Barbie project. I'm starting by laying out and cutting my lining layer out of it's literally just some cheap poly satin from Joann's, only there so that the garment isn't see-through. I'm using the Sydney ruffled top pattern by This Is Kachi on Etsy. I already printed all the pieces out, taped them together, and now I'm just getting them all pinned. If you would like for me to talk about putting PDF patterns together, I'd be happy to make a video on that. Just shoot me a comment and I will be happy to put something together like that for you guys. But Really simple process. I followed it mostly to the letter. The only real difference that I made is I did lengthen the top a tiny bit because it looked a little short to me on all of the kind of example versions that I saw, and I'm pretty busty, so I felt like I was going to need a little more. So I added like 1.5 inches to the bottom of the front pieces in particular. Now, if I was doing this completely correctly, I should have made a mock-up before I cut into my fashion fabric, but it's a week before Christmas, and this is a Christmas outfit, and if I'm gonna get it done and shoot it and get this video up, I gotta kind of make some shortcuts. I just need for everybody to take in what an interesting sleeve shape this is. Like, we're going full Uzumaki. I read the directions. It looks like this is basically going to go around my arm twice, but I just find it so fascinating to look at. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see if that is easy or if that makes me want to die. Only time will tell. Then from there, it was time to get sewing. So I cut my overlayer fabrics out and I did a process called flatlining on my main bodice pieces, which is basically just me serging that top fabric and that bottom fabric into one fabric. It makes it way easier to work with than trying to kind of control both layers and sew them to other layers. So real fast, just flatlined all of the pieces except the sleeves. The sleeves are just going to be sheer, but everything else I got flatlined. I put it together following the directions. Really simple pattern, really minimal. The sleeves took a minute to figure out how to do, and honestly, I think I kind of did them a little wrong. I think that I was supposed to kind of take them around the shoulder strap piece. I ended up kind of folding it over and sewing both sides to one piece of the shoulder strap, which is why in my final you can see the shoulder strap a tiny bit, but I think it looks fine. It wasn't a huge deal. If I ever make this top again, I will try to do it correctly and not in a 2-day rush because I am a crazy person. But you know, is anybody who's dressing up as a Barbie a sane person? I don't know. Probably not. So, ignore my sports bra. This is try on number 1. I think the sleeves, the shoulder ruffles, are exactly the vibe that we want. They are 100% like an interpretation of the Barbie. The top itself, though, it ends in a really weird spot on me. Like, it's very short. I knew it was kind of short, but it doesn't, like, it looks different on me and my big boobs. I'm also gonna have to top stitch that or steam that down, but than it does on all of the other pictures I was looking at. So I think that I might just take these off and make a different style of top or add a band to this. I haven't decided because I like the way that this looks a lot. I like this neckline with it. I don't like this. Because like even with a high-waisted skirt, because that's the plan, is we're gonna make a high-waisted skirt, that is too short, I feel. So, to be continued. Stay tuned.
A few moments later.
Okay, so this is round 2. I fixed it, I think. I mean, it's still not perfect. It's definitely, like, I can tell that this is something I kind of rushed a little bit, but I mean, it's like 8 days to Christmas, so if I'm gonna do this, I gotta do it in the next couple of days. So, you know what? Sometimes not everything needs to be like this deep, intense construction project, right? So here, we're gonna go over to the mirror maybe. Okay, so it's definitely not the most even, perfect, technical piece I've ever put together. I definitely can see that it's kind of bunching a little weird on this side. And then the back, I could have probably made a little bit tighter, but it's a top, it's in one piece. The sleeves are the shape that I wanted. I think I need to iron down the top a little bit more, and I'll maybe tweak this side if I have time. But I feel like this is a pretty good start and a pretty good kind of interpretation of what I'm going for, because from here, this with like a little ruffled skirt and then heels, I think it'll be really fun and really cute and really kind of fun and flirty. So that's really the goal. I feel satisfied with this for what this is, for this to be something I wear like twice. But yeah, I think we're good to move on to the skirt. All right, let's go. Okay, so it is Sunday. It is a week before Christmas. Literally, Christmas is in a week. The top half of the Barbie outfit is done. So I should probably finish the skirt so that I can actually shoot that. Because if I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it in the next like 3 days for it to make any sense for me to do. Thankfully, the top was the hard part. The skirt, I think I'm just gonna do a nice little gathered paneled skirt situation. Just gather up basically everything that's left, make it real flouncy, real fun. The only thing I'm not 100% sure on is what length I'm gonna go with. But should be pretty simple. So let's go get that done. So I have this just really messy pinned up just to kind of make sure that the 2 layers was gonna work, and I think it works. I think 1 looks a little too threadbare, but I think 2 layers makes it look really full and kind of floaty and fluffy and fun, which is what I wanted. I probably am gonna shorten this, but I'm gonna do it at knee length and then try it on and figure out what kind of height I want it to be at. Because I'm leaning towards like just above the knee, but I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so that's how that's gonna look. We're bashing this out really fast at this point. It's not gonna be the most technically proficient thing I've ever put together, but hey, sometimes that's all right. We're gonna put our waistband together. We're gonna gather all this up. We're gonna throw the top layers on and then cut it. Oh, I should hem the lining. So the nice part of the tool is I don't have to hem this, right? This is not gonna be hemmed. Her dress isn't hemmed, that's fine. But I will hem the lining under there. I should do that. Okay, so we're gonna make the waistband, we're gonna hem the lining, and then we're gonna put the skirt together, and hopefully I can get all that done in the next couple of hours. Because if not, I don't know when I'm gonna finish this. And I would like to get it finished before Christmas because it's like a holiday Barbie thing, and I would like to wear it once for something holiday related. I mean, not that there's not, I'm working Christmas Eve and Christmas, so it's very theoretical this year, but maybe we'll go out and we'll do something. All right, anyways, let's get back to work. And back to work we go. My first thing that I wanted to do was to put a waistband together because we need to have a waistband in order to have something to gather everything down onto. I did a really simple rectangle, measured my waist, figured out how wide I wanted it to be, figured out how thick I wanted it to be, and just flat backed some of that lining satin with a piece of like decently heavy canvas. I could have interfaced it, but I couldn't find any. And again, the whole point of this is quick, fast. We're not gonna worry about it being the most technically skilled piece I've ever made. So I just flatlined that, folded it over, and put the ends together so that I would have my waistband. Really simple. I didn't have a scrap piece that was exactly the size of my waistband, so I figured I would just leave it that pink. And honestly, I felt like it might give it a nice little pop to have that in the center, like almost like to break it up a little bit. So I think this is gonna work out really well. And then I just turned the skirt lining under and did a really quick hem on it. Real fast, real simple. It's not gonna be seen. So I have the skirt pieces all pinned to the waistband. I did not gather this properly. Nothing about this is getting done properly. This is a very chaotic video. I apologize. I don't apologize that much. But anywho, for this, I literally just pinned the whole way along. It was just faster than gathering it properly, and it's gonna be floofy enough that it's not really gonna matter. So I'm gonna crank this out really fast, put a zipper in it, put a seam up the back, add some fastenings, and then this should be done. Like, is it the correct way to do it? No. Is it the efficient way to do it? Yes. Let's go. Okay, so here is the look so far as I step on pattern pieces. So this is the look so far. I'm happy with the top. I think that the waistband is a little too wide, so I actually think I'm gonna fold it over think that's a more successful waistband width. I think I made it too big because I felt so kind of weird about where this was hitting. I think that'll work. So I'm gonna fold that over. And then the length is a little odd. I did it kind of a mid-calf because that's what I usually do with this skirt pattern. But because I wanted to be kind of flirty and not necessarily like very princess, I think I want to do kind of just above the knee. So I think I'm gonna do like maybe an inch below that lining. And I think that'll give me more of the like kind of flirty length that I want. The movement on it is really pretty though. Like I could see myself wearing this to a holiday party with like a silver clutch and little heels. So design wise, I think that I was on the money. I just think that it needs a couple of tweaks. And I also think I need to make this a little tighter. But you know, that's what I get for trying things on in pajamas. All right, modification time. I was pretty lazy about the way that I did the waistband. I literally folded it over, pinned it on the back, and did what my mother has always called stitch in the ditch, where you just sew right into where that seam meets. I'm not sure if that's the technical term. I'm going to be completely honest with you, but it worked because it just kind of sews it right into that spot. You don't see it on the outside, and it just held that waistline down for me, which is really all I needed to do for that. Really simple. Again, I'm trying to get this done in like 3 days. And then for the skirt, I literally laid it out inside out and cut around 1.5 inches under that lining the whole way across. I did it as more like uniformly as I could. I did end up having to go in and clean it up a little bit. I absolutely could have done this in a way where it would have been a little bit less of a pain in my butt. But at this point, I was so close to the end. I could see the end in sight. I was just like, this is the time. This is the moment. So that's what I did. All right, and moment of truth. Here is the final look. When I mentioned to my husband that I really wanted a chance to wear this out, he had the perfect idea. He said, well, why don't we go back to the Barbie Expo at the Crystals? It's a mall here in Vegas, and they have this beautiful Barbie themed exhibition right now. And they had a bunch of stuff out for Christmas. It was so fun to get to go back to that exhibition. They have such incredible Barbies there. It really made me so happy. I think that part of the reason that this was something that I wanted to do kind of at this point is I think that I really do associate Barbies with so many happy memories from my childhood and from Christmas, and always getting Barbies and opening them and playing with them with my mom and my little brother. And it was really fun to just get to become one. You know, Barbie is always motivated, she's always happy, and I haven't always been that this year. So I think that I really needed that. I think I really needed to just get to be pink and frilly and capable of anything, and I had so much fun, and I definitely think that I'm gonna keep making some Barbies. So if you have any particular Barbie looks that you would like to see me put together, put them in the comments below, and if you want to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, you can do that. You know how YouTube works. I'm not going to make you if you don't want to, but I am going to be trying to do more content this year, so if you like it, stick around. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Happy holidays!